morning, everyone. In this video, I will be discussing the wealth of Saudi Arabia. Now, you see, we often speak of oil or Albertan oil as dirty oil because we have to pull it out from the actual ground, which is found in bitumen, which is the oil sands. Notice the word oil sands in this particular word now. Because we are told as Canadians that our oil sector is dirty because we are actively pulling the oil out of the ground. But now let's imagine, where do we see a lot of sand as a result of bitumen being pulled out? Well, we see the wealth of Saudi Arabia, and now we see the Sahara Desert, which is the dumping ground of leftover sand. The Saudi Arabians have specifically pulled the bitumen out and have filled and created a wasteland within Africa. You think Canadian oil is dirty? How do you think the oil in Saudi Arabia works? It's the exact same. It's in the ground. The only difference now is Canadian oil is more expensive to buy because we specifically return the environment to the state it was in prior to us pulling the oil out of the ground. Whereas if you were to now look at Saudi Arabia's oil industry, you would now see giant craters deep within the Earth's crust, which are left full of oil pouring out of the ground because they have gone to the core where the oil sits. They have dug so deep, they have pulled all the sand out of that oil to the point they have hit the reservoir deep below the Earth's crust. And now we see that the Sahara Desert and the wasteland in the northern regions of Africa are actually as a result of the Saudi Arabian Empire, whom for thousands of years has been bringing this empire of oil. How much do you think these wealthy men are worth? Because you see now, in the rise of the Saudi Arabian wealth, we begin to see the control of where the lie was created. We have been told our entire lives that Canadian oil is dirty. Meanwhile, they have done the same thing, but just earlier in Saudi Arabia, in the race to see who digs deeper first. All they have simply done is just created a better cover-up job. Meanwhile, they don't restore the environment after they pull out the oil from the bitumen. And so, to the Canadian folks and to the Canadian citizens and to the world, we have been lied to in terms of the oil we are buying. In terms of the oil we are buying, which Saudi Arabia has the largest oil reserve out of any country, technically, because they have reached the well of oil, which the well sits in different places according to the way the earth is swinging. And this oil then basically, like a magic concoction you're stirring as a magician, which in order to do so you have to heat it with a bit of a flame or heat in order to create this life. Earth is, in essence, a moving magic reaction, where through the use of gas found in oil, also known as ointment, we could create the revolution of the world. And whoever controlled that revolution got to control the world. This is the wealth of Saudi Arabia. We think Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Elon Musk is but a penny to the men of Saudi Arabia. Imagine now owning over billions of barrels of oil, billions upon billions upon billions of barrels of oil. To which you're charging now $44 a barrel at economic price of the United States oil reserve. Because now when you look at the specific controller of the oil price, well, it is the United States, because they are the largest buyer of oil from Saudi Arabia. And now that Trump is now seeing that he has been lied to in the way that the diesel has been sold to him through the use of gasoline, on and on and on and on, he might say, well, I would like to wage war against Saudi Arabia. But the question now remains, where do we win? Because if we're just going to destroy ourselves over poorly combusted oil, then there's something clearly wrong with our greed. And I don't think you should be running a country at that point. What is the revelation? What is the revolution? You see, in the forecomings of the return of the king, was told the end of an era and the beginning of a new. It's time we begin where we could have left off. Let's restructure the way we use oil, and we can change the world at that point. Thank you.